Welcome to Business Reporter's Digital Economy Campaign. I'm Rachel Hicks. By now, most companies already understand that AI plays an increasing role in improving how information is received and processed, whether via online shopping, smart cars, sports analytics, or somewhere else. Yet business leaders, from chief data officers to operational directors and VPs, still have trouble identifying the specific ways AI should be used to benefit their customers, employees, and systems. It's too complex, they say, or it isn't appropriate for the tasks the business is most concerned with. Perhaps even it's damaging. Isn't AI, after all, shifting responsibility from people to computers? These misconceptions influence whether a company takes full advantage of the AI technologies that have been proven to bolster its business processes. So let's ask a simple question. How do business leaders overcome these obstacles to ensure their planning and investments in AI are focused and successful without needing to reinvent the wheel? Well, that's what we're discussing today with Logan Wilt from Luxoft. Good morning, Logan.
Good morning.
AI technology has evolved hugely in recent years and is being applied to more and more business processes. Yet businesses often seem both intimidated by and curious about it. Why is this so?
I think they're both intimidated and curious about it just because the people behind those businesses struggle to relate to AI. I like to talk about what AI means to an individual as opposed to a company.
So what are some of the common misconceptions that exist around AI?
Well, one of the common misconceptions is what comes out of movies and books is that AI is it's approaching a sentience that's going to take over humanity or take over all of our jobs. And that's not what AI is today. AI is very targeted. So that's a big misconception that AI is this pervasive, overwhelming force, when in reality, it's very targeted tools for solving very specific problems, and that people can leverage to make their lives, easier and more efficient.
To get the most out of AI, it seems that businesses need to align their investment with distinct business opportunities. What prevents businesses from doing that?
So one of the biggest blockers I see is that businesses don't approach AI with their internal IT and their lines of businesses working together hand in hand. Lines of business may have fantastically great ideas, but they don't recognize what data is or isn't available to them from the enterprise ecosystems that they exist inside. And IT people, they may have tons of data and they can see the potential, but they actually don't know what the exact problems or opportunities the business is facing. When they come together and really work on leveraging AI for the future, that's when I see the best outcomes for a company.
So can you share with us how DXC Luxoft sees its customers realizing those opportunities?
Well, first is to help them realize what is the end state that they actually want to have. What is the world going to look like when this is implemented and in use? Having that vision is really, really important. AI is an experimental process. You're trying different algorithms, different models. What you need is that focus. And DXC Luxoft, that's really how we help our customers, is to focus on the end state and then use our knowledge of the tools and the processes to help them get there, not focusing all the way in on the technology to begin with.
It seems as if everybody is just trying to sell technology. How can buyers be confident that an AI solution will solve their specific problems or drive measurable business outcomes for their unique processes?
So I think one is, again, is having that really clear view of what they want the world to look like when the project is launched, and then work backwards from that. If you buy technology with the idea of finding the problem for it to solve, that's not going to work. A lot of these technologies, and I am arguably biased. As a data scientist, I am more into the code than into the very specific technologies, even though we work with companies like this all the time and we have fantastic partnerships. You have to know why you want to use them. And so if you buy it because it's flashy and it looks good without knowing how you want to use it, it's probably not going to give you the result that you want. But if you know what you want to do and then you find a tool that helps you get there, even if it's very targeted and specialized, I should say, then that's where you're going to find that confidence that you've made a good choice in selecting a technology.
So it sounds like AI could be beneficial in areas that aren't immediately obvious. So what needs to happen to make its value better known?
Yeah, one of the areas I think that we need to shift in how we talk about AI is to talk far more about augmenting people as opposed to automating processes. If we talk about how we can use AI to make people better at what they do, that's just going to open up so much creativity in different companies, different leaders. And that's what I really think we need to start discussing. You absolutely automate processes to make people better, but it shouldn't be the focus of AI.
Logan Wilt from Luxoft, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much.